Hello and welcome to the Department of Education at Aspen University, Early Child Education 401 Guiding Preschool Behavior. Today I will be talking about social emotional competition. In my objective, I will be talking about introduction, perceiving emotional. Under perceiving emotional, I will be talking about recognition, understanding, expression. And then the next module in the objective, I will be talking about expressing emotion. And underneath expressing emotion, I will be talking about teach emotion vocabulary, model emotional expression, validate children emotion, teach emotional regulation, encourage empathy. Then continue on with the objective. I will be talking about regulating emotion. Underneath the regulation emotion, I will be talking about emotion regulation, developmental stage of childhood, ability to regulate emotion, effective manage emotion. And then the next module on my objective, I will be talking about guiding children learning about emotion and social development. And underneath that guiding children learning about emotional and social development, I will be talking about teaching emotional literacy, demonstrate appropriate behavior, participate in difficult problem solving, promote empathy, create safe and supportive environment, and promote self-regulation. And then the conclusion. Okay, introduction. As children mature, they develop guiding belief and value. A child who has a strong moral identity is more inclined to uphold such belief, the value throughout their life, potentially leading to the child's development into a more ethical adult and a higher level social impact. To promote the cultivation of social and emotional skill in children, educators need to create an atmosphere that is characterized by safety, support, and motivation. The process involves setting a consistent daily schedule, upholding the structure of the classroom, developing positive teacher-student connection, and encouraging open and honest communication. It is crucial to guarantee the establishment of a safe, securely managed environment for children, especially during essential daily activities such as meal and moment of rest. Okay, the next slide is perceiving emotion. Perceiving emotion is the ability to recognize and understand one's feeling. It's an essential component of emotional intelligence, particularly in the context of child development and early childhood education. The term emotional intelligence refers to the capacity of an individual to identify and comprehend not just their feelings but also those of other people that they are interacting with. The ability to interpret nonverbal cues such as facial expression, body language, and gesture that convey the feeling of another individual is included in this type of communication competition. The next slide, recognition. Recognition, an initial recognition of a sensation is required of the child. This could be a reference of their emotional state or to the emotional state of another individual. As an illustration, children may have the impression that their contemporaries are experiencing distress as a result of an ice cream spill, or that they are experiencing delight when playing with objects of their choice. Next slide, we'll be talking about understanding. Understanding, after a child has become aware of the feeling, the next step is for them to figure out the significance of the feeling. Recognizing that different circumstances or situations have the potential to generate particular feelings is necessary to do this. In a reasonable discovery, it was shown that people frequently have a positive attitude while they are at a social gathering, whereas other people may experience feeling of grief or fear after a sporting event. Then the next slide is Expression. Expression. The final phase for the child is to communicate their experience or the feeling that they have experienced. This may involve engaging in discourse about the emotion, demonstrating compassion toward another person who is experiencing it, or modifying their conduct in reaction to the settlement the people are experiencing. Going on to the next slide is expressing emotion. An early childhood educator have played an essential part in promoting the development of the skill in children. This purpose can be accomplished by demonstrating appropriate emotional response, clarifying the source of emotional, and promoting children understanding and manifestation of their emotion. Moving on to the next slide. Teach emotional vocabulary. Get to know the children with the various identities associated with different emotions. Educate kids about the significance of each emotion by employing visual representation, personal stories, and real-life example. For example, you can show an image of a happy face and explain how we express ourselves when we experience happiness. Next slide, I will be talking about module emotional expression. In As an educator, you possess a unique opportunity to demonstrate suitable emotional expression. For example, an individual could convey irritation by declaring, "I am unable to find my book. I intend to inhale deeply and recommence my search for it." The next slide will be validate children's emotion. Validate children's emotion. Validate children's emotion. When children express their feeling, it is important to acknowledge them and sympathize with them. This involves recognizing their emotion and offering encouragement that they are real. For example, when a youngster conveys feeling of sadness in response to a defeat in a game, it is possible to acknowledge and empathize with their unhappiness with the final result of the game. It's okay to experience discomfort. Okay, the next slide, I will be talking about teaching emotional regulation. Teaching emotional regulation guide kids in effectively regulating their emotional in addition to conventional relaxation technique. Other options encompass deep breathing exercise, counting to 10, and utilizing a calm down corner. Encouraging empathy, encouraging children to develop a sense of empathy and understanding toward the emotion experienced by other. One can achieve this object by engaging in role-playing exercise, pursuing narratives that center around emotion, and actively participating in talks about the emotional experience of the characters within the narrative. By implementing these protocols within the context of early childhood education, it is possible to facilitate the development of children's ability to clearly express and understand their emotion in the role of caregiver. The significance of expressing emotion for the social and emotional development of children should be emphasized in early childhood education. The next slide will be about regulating emotion. Regulating emotion, early childhood emotional development, like other areas of development, is influenced by a child's ability to regulate their emotion well. Throughout this time, this ability has a substantial impact on their preparedness to face future development problems. As children acquire expertise in various developmental capacity, they improve their ability to focus, persist, exert effort, and achieve their goal. Next, I will be talking about emotional regulation. Emotional regulation has a crucial role in early childhood learning. Social acceptability refers to the ability to effectively handle and respond to an emotional situation positively and productively. This skill is crucial for the comprehensive growth of a child as it directly impacts their ability to focus, preserve, exert effort, and accomplish their goal. The next slide, I will be talking about developmental stage of childhood. Developmental stage of childhood. During the development stage of childhood, children are enhancing their capacity to regulate their emotional and adapt their response to diverse circumstances. Learning the skills to efficiently control one's emotion can improve one's ability to face future development obstacle. A child who possesses the ability to regulate their frustration is more driven to persist in the face of challenging tasks, thereby expanding their education journey. And in the next slide, I will be talking about ability to regulate emotional. Furthermore, the ability to regulate emotional will can greatly influence the social interaction of a newborn, which play a crucial role in the early stage of learning. Children who have emotional regulation skills are more likely to cultivate positive relationships with both their peers and adults, which may have a positive impact on their academic achievement. The next slide, I will be talking about effective managed emotion. In summary, the ability to effectively manage emotion is a crucial skill that has the potential to greatly impact the educational and developmental progress of a newborn. This phenomenon has a significant influence on individual social interaction and problem-solving ability, both of which play a crucial role in helping to promote effective learning. Next, I will be talking about guiding children learning about emotional and social development. Guiding children learning about emotional and social development. Early childhood education places great importance on the development of social and emotional skills. It involves educating children about their emotion, social skill, and interaction with others. The next slide is about teaching emotional literacy. Teaching emotional literacy step by step. Teaching emotional literacy begins by facilitating children in the process of recognizing and categorizing their emotion. This study utilizes literacy work, photos, and personal anecdote as mean for clarifying a range of emotion. One scenario: the young man seen in the snapshot seemed to be experiencing unhappiness. He displayed a pale complexion and is crying. The next slide, I will be talking about demonstrate appropriate behavior. Step by step, children can acquire useful perspective from adults, demonstrating teaching children the proper behavior in diverse circumstances. This scenario demonstrates how children utilize respect language, engage in object sharing, and engage in turn taking. The next slide is regarding participate in difficult problem solving. Step by step, promoting problem solving skill in kids involve fostering their motivation to produce solution in response to encounter challenges. If two children have a mutual desire for the same toy, help them find a logical solution, such as rotating the toys or finding another object to play with. The next slide, I will be talking about promote empathy. Step by step, teach children to understand and appreciate the emotion of others. This can be accomplished by cultivating an ability to recognize and respond to the emotion of the other. For instance, if a youngster witnesses a friend experiencing distress, they may provide a comforting remark or hug. The next slide, I will be talking about create a safe and support environment. Step by step, the establishment of a secure and supportive atmosphere is crucial for facilitating the optimal growth and development of children's social emotional skills. In connection with the establishment of clear goal and standard, it is essential to ensure that each kid experiences a sense of appreciation and integration. The next slide, I will be talking about promote self-regulation, step-by-step, educate children on effective technique for managing their emotion and behavior. Illustrate instance of such methodology encompass deep breathing exercise, articulating feeling, and engaging in 10-minute countdown. Remember that social emotional development is long-term process that require persistent and consistent effort. Frequent repetition of these skills can facilitate the development of enhanced self-awareness, compassion, and the ability to navigate social contexts in kids. The next slide is my conclusion. Social and emotional competence refers to the ability of individuals regardless of age to engage in responsible reasoning, set and achieve constructive objective, exhibit empathy toward others, develop and maintain key connection and understanding, and manage emotional by utilizing their knowledge, attitude, and ability. Emotional intelligence encompasses the ability to demonstrate, evaluate, express, regulate, and employ emotion to engage in effective and efficient interpersonal. Acknowledging each of the complicated and diverse characteristics of emotion holds significant emotional intelligence is mostly based on the ability to effectively manage and control one's emotion, acknowledging that emotions are an essential element of our daily life is also advantageous. At times, we may have a sense of powerlessness since our ideas and actions seem to be influenced by our emotion. Emotional engagement and manifestation are essential aspects of being a human. However, emotion continues confuse and provide difficulty for a significant proportion of individuals in terms of successful communication. Emotional management includes the management of one's own emotional ability to respond appropriately and the ability to understand and interpret the emotion of others. Thank you. This is the end of my presentation.